welcome everyone to the Crosstalk Club Liftoff listening party. Because reality got in the way last year, so we couldn't have a live record release party. Thanks, COVID. Best laid plans of mice and bands and all that. We thought as we start 2022, we're going to celebrate the 6-month anniversary of our release, which is coming up. We're going to have a listening/viewing party right here online. So we're going to be playing lyric videos from each one of the songs from the album. Jake, Steve, and I are going to be giving some commentary and some behind-the-scenes stuff along the way. Hanging at the end, we're going to have a special that we're going to announce, so I hope you'll stick around for that. Let's get started. So here's a quick version of the road it took to get us here. I've been a cover band guy for a long time and haven't been around the originals for a while. Wanted to put a foot back in the original music world after being away for more than a few years. At the time, both Jake and Steve were involved in their own original project. So I went through about a dozen players from other various bands. Had a lot of problems with people either dropping out, going MIA, or just not learning the material. And the studio opportunity that I had to get in and record, that all passed by. I lost it. So I thought, well, let me see how much of this I can learn to record myself. So I learned to play some of the bass parts and some of the other parts myself, learned how to properly record myself over the years. Taught myself how to create rhythm parts and how to arrange things, and along the way, Joey from the band Snap Famous came on, did guitar parts for us, awesome. And Jake became available to add vocals in, and we had lined up a new studio who was going to do our mixing and mastering for us. And then, stuff. Over the several years we were working on all this, my original computer blew up. We lost a bunch of tracks. I landed in the hospital after 2 heart attacks, and then a year later for cancer. And then finally, our new studio that had taken our money delayed and promised for 2 straight years to deliver the mixes, and I'm still waiting. So that never happened either. So I reconstructed the lost tracks. Jake came in to re-sing some of his parts. Steve mightily stepped up to add rhythms and mix and master the whole album, so good on him. So when COVID this year hit the year of our release, because of everything else that happened, we just looked at it as yet another course correction. So because we figured if tech disasters and theft and life-threatening health issues couldn't stop this album, why should a little thing like, say, a global pandemic do more than just delay it a little bit? So I'd like to hope this little band might be a motivation for something that maybe you or somebody that you know wants to do and has put off for a while because there's 1,000 hurdles that seem to be in your way. If life couldn't stop us from getting our music out into the world, don't let anything stop you. Do what you want to do, and I hope, you can get whatever you're trying to get done as well. And if you got a story to tell, let us know, because I'd love to share it with everybody here too.
Hey everyone, it's Jake, the lead singer of, what's the name of this band? Oh yeah, Crosstalk Club. Yeah, I get to be the vocalist of this very awesome band. I've known Dan for a long time, and I'm very honored that he asked me, of all the people that he's sung with in the past, that he asked me to be the lead vocalist for this project. And I'm sure many of you know that it took years for it to finally happen. So from my point of view, Dan and I did this over a period of years, recording this, going to his house, taking his lyrics, recording some more, recording backup vocals, and finally, one day, we were actually done. I didn't think it would ever actually happen, and then went through the process of having it mixed and mastered and finally released. I'm so happy for Dan that this finally got to happen. So I'm going to give you a little insight to recording all these songs, but I figured I'd give you a little preface of everything. Welcome to the land of Crosstalk Club.
The story of my origin with this project is that Jake, the vocalist, and I both currently play in a cover band called The Trend, and had previously played together in an original progressive rock band called Overture. Dan had joined The Trend as a part-time member on keyboards, and Jake had mentioned to me in passing that he was doing the vocals for some original music that Dan had written. One fine day, Jake shared the just-released lyric video for The Green and the Gray on Facebook, and I really liked the song. Admittedly, I felt a small twinge of jealousy that I wasn't part of this. After a couple listens, I thought to myself, hey, I'm not such a bad mix engineer myself. I think I could do a better job. So I asked Jake if he thought Dan would mind me trying my hand at remixing the track. Jake thought Dan would be thrilled. Dan agreed to let me give it a try. And I guess he liked it because here we are 10 tracks and one album later, and I got the job mixing and mastering everything. Actually, the first few lyric videos that Dan released for the album still have the original audio mixes from before I got involved. So I guess if you want to hear all those shiny new mixes that I did at my Sapphire Sound Studios, you'll just have to buy the album.
So our first single is Psychic Girlfriend. And when Dan gave me a bunch of songs, he basically gave me demo versions of them, and he told me, pick whichever one you want to record. He didn't care which one I picked. He was fine. And I guess, like most people who'd listen to that, Psychic Girlfriend instantly caught my attention. And I, just thought it was such a clever, clever song. Lyrics are amazing. It's fun. It's happy. It's bouncy. And it's got just such a weird little story in it. I've never seen anything like it or heard anything like it. And I just really get a kick out of Psychic Girlfriend.
Psychic Girlfriend. I think this is the perfect choice as an opening track for the album. Nice medium tempo, perfect for foot tapping and singing along. And speaking of singing along, the somewhat unusual subject matter makes for some real fun. This was one of the easier songs to mix, as Dan tracked it really well and all the instruments separated cleanly without requiring a lot of EQ and such.
Psychic Girlfriend. Funny origin story with this song. This song's been around for a long, long time. So years and years ago, I'm sitting at a party. It's late. Everybody's chilling out in front of the TV before they go reach for their keys. And people were starting to make fun of this late night psychic hotline commercial that was on. And somebody piped up and said, psychics don't know anything about relationships, because who wants to date somebody who could read all your thoughts? And I thought, there's something. So I went to go write it down, found a pen, couldn't find a piece of paper, grabbed a beer bottle label, wrote it on the back of the beer label, then brought it home. So I guess the moral of the story here is, one, you never know when inspiration's going to hit. And two, make sure that you keep beer around so you can take notes. On the track, Mike Zaffaris also came in, added some nice ornamental guitar parts for this song, and that made a really nice final touch for this. And so I hope you really enjoy it.
Different kind. I got a problem with my girl.
The Green and the Gray is a real personal song for me. During the making of this album and all the stuff that was going on at that time, I started to question if I was getting too old to keep doing this and maybe I'll just settle into playing cover songs for the rest of my life, which I love, but I wanted to try and keep at least some touch with making original music. As the delays started to pile up, the song became sort of my therapy to convince myself whether or not we should just keep going. I've always heard novelists talk about how while they're writing their story, sometimes their characters will tell them, how the story is going to unfold. So I told myself, let's see how this song turns out, and we'll go from there. And I think it worked out pretty well. So obviously because we're here. So some musician friends of a certain age have told me that they felt the same way that this song describes at times. So I'm glad that I'm not the only one who's found himself caught between the green and the gray.
The Green and the Gray is the track that got me involved with the project and still one of my favorites on the album. Very catchy melodic hooks in this song. Ones that you just might find yourself humming the next day after hearing it and then wondering, what is that I keep humming? That actually happened to me, Also being a 50-something-year-old dude myself, the song's subject matter hits home for me more than I would care to admit.
The Green and the Gray. I really love that song, being that I am not 25 anymore, and I do have a little gray in my beard. That song does stick out to me as a really special song, because I, like the person in the song, I am too young to be old, and I don't like thinking about getting old at all, and yet I still am trying desperately to maintain the coolness that I think I have. Lyrics are fantastic. I love the whole drive of the song. It's got a lot to say, and especially if you're of a certain age, I think it rings even stronger to you. It's definitely probably my first or second favorite song on the album. I certainly love it.
There's a point on my path where I find I see the road ahead is shorter than the road behind. It's too late to be young, it's too soon to be old. So what the hell am I gonna do? Too late to rock and roll, too soon to start singing the blues. Well, it's a strange, strange situation. I'm here in the main, between the extremes. I'm caught somewhere between the green and the gray. Still young enough to care that I'm too old to ever be cool. Too young to know it all, but too old to still think that I do. I could put away my songs quick as young man's game, but I still got more music to play. My voice has started fading, but I still got something to say. Well, it's a strange, strange situation. How did it ever get this way? I'm here in the main, between the extremes. I'm caught somewhere between the green and the gray.
another love song, as in this is not another love song. I remember on this track, Dan asked me to go back and try and thicken up the guitars a little bit, the rhythm guitars, that is, and he was absolutely right. Challenge accepted. Well, after boosting the EQ at a certain magic frequency here, adding a touch more compression there, voila. Instant balls and chunk Foo Fighters guitar at your service.
Another love song about another love song. That's my dog barking in the back, by the way. This song is just a fun pop song, making fun of the whole thing about there's just too many damn love songs on the radio. And Dan, in his imitable style, just likes to make fun of it a lot. Doing the things that he does, it's a beautiful yet fun song to make fun of the culture we are currently living in.
Another love song. This one kind of strays into pop punk territory, which I still like. It's got some meta qualities to it, which I think is cool, and it tries to rebel against love song, but kind of relents near the end, and even if it kind of denies it. I love the energy on this one, and it's the first lyric video that I made with the kinetic text, and it's the first one that I made where it feels like I actually knew what the hell I was doing. There was an album review from the UK blog, I Don't Hear a Single, and they said that this song just screams out to be a TV show theme. So, any producers out there, let's talk.
So let's begin. We're all here, and I've got 3 minutes left to fill your ears. I got your attention with my song, but my time will disappear before too long. Should we talk about the politicians, the newest news, or old religions? Anything you want, just one condition, please. Oh, don't make this song another love song. That's all I hear the DJ play. I need a break for just one day. Please don't make this song another love song. So many things that we can say. Why do we have so many love songs anyway? Now, here we go, we're on our way. But we're still looking for some things to say. We could take a stand for peace and prosperity, or some social cause to help society. We could make a mark on history, make art a new philosophy. There's just one thing that matters most to me. Yeah, don't make this song another love song. That's all I hear the DJ play. I need a break for just one day. Please don't make this song another love song. So many things that we can say. Why do we have so many love songs anyway? It's not that I'm against them. I think I just don't get them. If love brings so much pain and doubt, why hasn't anybody ever figured it out? It seems so complicated. There's no right way to state it, but lovers will still try to find a way. Maybe that's why we have love songs anyway. So here we are once again. We're almost finished now. We're near the
Next is Plastic Island, which is based on a real place. This is called the Pacific Garbage Patch, and if you haven't seen it before or heard about it, look it up. You're going to be stunned. I learned about this swirling mass of plastic floating bits of garbage around the same time that I read an article that scientists are now classifying volcanic rock mixed with plastic sediment as a new rock type they're calling a plastiglomerate. So congratulations, mankind, we're part of the geology now. So I thought, what would happen if this plastiglomerate starts drifting together and coalescing into its own island? Here's what might happen. So of course I wrote a happy faux reggae song about it, like you do, and came up with a pretty cool animated video for this one. So I'm hoping this little cartoon video will present environmental horror in the nicest way possible.
Plastic Island, very much a passion song for Dan, as he's very concerned about the plastic garbage island that is growing exponentially in the Pacific Ocean. Dan went to great extents to try to get more people to hear the song and to realize its message. It's a song that is one of those songs that sounds like it's a reggae song, but it really has a much deeper message inside. Do yourself a favor and listen to it.
Plastic Island. The original track had a laid-back rock drum groove on it. Like, boom, da, ba-boom, boom, da. Coincidentally, I had been frequently getting takeout food for lunch every day from a Jamaican restaurant near my job, and they're always cranking up the reggae music over their in-house speakers. So you could say I had reggae on the brain when I first listened to the unmixed track, and I instantly thought that the song needed a reverb-drenched reggae groove to really make it have that tropical island vibe. I created new drum and percussion tracks and sent an updated mix to Dan, and he liked what I did, I guess, because we ended up keeping my drum tracks. Woohoo! I contributed musically to the project. Now I feel better.
Pack your bags aboard the ship. Prepare yourself to take a trip to a hidden land far across the sea. We'll sail along the ocean miles until we reach that fabled isle, the finest shrine to modern industry. The wind and waves deliver new additions, collected things that others threw away. The journey's here to make a home in this unnatural wonder, the perfect place to take our holiday. Come on now, let's go to Plastic Island, the greatest tropic hideaway that you will ever see. Captain set a course for Plastic Island, a floating paradise made by you and me. And when it's time to come ashore, we'll venture out to explore the treasure trove of wonders all around. Each new debris discovery, a plastic piece of history. It's like a pirate's cove, a worldwide lost and found. The animals might look a little funny as they walk the beach to catch the cathode rays. When the day is done, the toxic fumes make rainbows in the sunset. It's guaranteed to take your breath away. Yeah, come on now, let's go to Plastic Island, the greatest tropic hideaway that you will ever see. Captain set a course for Plastic Island. Bring a piece back home, the souvenirs are free. It's getting big. if it keeps on going, one day you know it might be true that Plastic Island might come visit you. Come on now, let's go to Plastic Island, the greatest tropic hideaway that you will ever see. Captain set a course for Plastic Island, a floating paradise made by you and me.
I love how the character in Don't Bother Me absolutely delights in the misfortunes of the person that is in the song with them. You know, your life is falling apart and it don't bother me, but it's like it doesn't bother me, but I'm absolutely thrilled with your misfortune because you were a jerk when you were with me. Another masterpiece lyrically by Dan.
Don't Bother Me was a fun power pop shuffle tune to make with some cool wordplay. I got the solo in it, which I don't do very often. I like the story behind it. In this video, the items that keep getting tossed out the window, they keep escalating and they get stranger. Keep an eye out for that. Here's Don't Bother Me.
It don't bother me when you say you're leaving me. Take all your books, take all your clothes, make sure you give back your key. I've had enough. It's high time I finally agree. Don't bother me. Get on out, I'm gonna be free. 250,000 times before you swore you were walking away, and I'd beg and plead to keep you at my door, do anything to make you stay. But now it occurs to me to see things differently. Now we both know someone's got to go, and I know that it isn't me. It don't bother me when you say you're leaving me. Take all your cats and your TV shows. There's nothing that I want to see. I've had enough. It's time that I finally agree. Don't bother me. Get on out. I'm gonna be free. We've had too many nights, too many fights. I always ended up giving in. You never cared about who was wrong or right. You only knew that you had to win. Time to play a different game, 'cause the score always ends the same. Now you've got no one else, go and play by yourself. You know where you can put the blame. It don't bother me when you say you're leaving me. Take all your friends, the places they go. I never liked their company. I've had enough. It's high time I finally agree. Don't bother me. Get on out. I'm gonna be free. You try to change my mind and not leave behind the memories of all that we had. But a lifetime lived in loneliness could never have been this bad. Sorry if it hurts your pride, but someone had to decide. Let me show you the door. You don't live here no more. Your things are in the street outside. It don't bother me when you say you're leaving me. Take all your books, take all your clothes, make sure you give back your key. I've had enough, 'cause you just ain't worth it to me. Don't bother me.
When Forever is Over. Have you seen the video for this one? Dan really sparkles on this particular video. The lyric video for this is just insanely cool. You should just always... I almost want to put the CD down and just go watch the video, because what Dan did. I mean, all the lyric videos are great, but this one specifically is awesome. Again, great pop song, fun flow, easy to do. You know, we had a blast doing it.
One of my favorite videos for this album is When Forever's Over. I got to work with my son, who's also Dan O'Leary, who works as a budding commercial artist online, works under the name Doodles by Dan. Please look him up. He's awesome. Together we came up with a bunch of classic video game tropes and parodies, and put together this nice little story about waiting for someone who isn't waiting for you. This video's got like 240 moving parts to it. It's got like a dozen scenes. I'm not even sure how many video game references. See if you can count them all. Here's When Forever's Over.
How could you be happy with someone else? You say that it's forever. I doubt it myself. I've heard you say forever many times before, and every fall you landed standing here at my door. You feel that strong pull energy, the vibe that flows between you and me. You can try denying, but you will see. I know we'll be together eventually. Yeah. And when forever's over, you know where to find me. And when forever's over, you'll know you were wrong. You don't have to worry, you won't keep me waiting. And forever never lasts too long. Your forever never lasts too long. How can you be thinking that you need to leave? You're running off again, I just can't believe. You say that we should never be more than friends, but you'll be back again when your new love ends. You know I've always been there for you. Put your pieces back together when it all falls through. And someday when you figure what you need to do, the time is gonna be right for me and you. Yeah. And when forever's over, you know where to find me. And when forever's over, you know you were wrong. You don't have to worry, you won't keep me waiting. And forever never lasts too long. So I'll just sit here patiently until the day you finally come back to me. And maybe then you'll see that I'm the one you need. And when forever's over, you know where to find me. And when forever's over, you know you were wrong. You don't have to worry, you won't keep me waiting. And forever never lasts too long. Your forever never lasts too long.
The piano is broken. Well, this might be my favorite track on the album. It was also the first one that I mixed that the original studio hadn't touched yet, so there was no reference mix to go off of and gauge whether I was in the ballpark for what Dan had in mind. I'm really proud of the way this mix came out. I think I was able to bring out a few of the quieter instruments in a subtle yet present way so that everything can be heard, and the vocals always sit right out front along with the piano where they should be. I actually see this song being featured in a major Broadway production about a struggling songwriter trying to find his muse. It's just that good.
One of the classic things that a good writer has once in a while is writer's block. And The Piano is Broken is Dan's ode to people with serious writer's block. And in the song, you know, the person can't deal with their own, you know, writer's block, so it can't be that it's them, it must be the piano that they're playing. To blame the piano for writer's block is just such a fun idea. I love the piano is broken. So might have been my favorite song to sing on the entire CD, and I was waiting to see what Dan would do with it for the lyric video. Just a great song, lots of fun, and it has that neat little solo in it that I love.
The Piano is Broken is another video that we kept in the family. My daughter Amanda O'Leary, another budding commercial artist who was also awesome, created the scenes, the characters, the animatics. We worked together on the story, which lines up really, really well with the storyline and the lyrics. I think everyone's gone through some sort of mental block like this before, and something they're trying to get done and they're having trouble with or struggling with. So I'm hoping that you all can relate to it. I also like stories with unreliable narrators, so I really liked watching this dude slowly lose his shit over time. That was really fun. So here's The Piano is Broken.
The piano is broken, you might not have noticed, and I can't find the problem. It's a grand mystery, 'cause each time that I touch it, try to make some new music, all I hear are my old songs right back at me. The piano is broken, you say you don't hear it, but I can't get the sounds the way they should be. I play all the keys and search for ideas. What I get are cliches and use melodies. It was not long ago how the music would flow from my head to my hands, to the keys to the air. Now I try a new song, but it comes out all wrong. Gonna find out the answer, I swear. 'Cause something is broken somewhere. The piano is broken. No, you don't believe it, but I know that it's something that no one can see. Don't think that I'm crazy, call me a liar, but I swear I can hear it just laughing at me. It seems so long ago how the music would flow from my head to my hands, to the keys to the air. Try another new song, it still comes out all wrong. Gonna find out the answer, I swear. 'Cause something is broken somewhere. So I got me a hammer to fix my piano. Had to teach it a lesson, had to bring back the sound. But the last thing I heard from that evil piano was the noise that it made as it crashed to the ground. The piano's still broken, I just couldn't save it. It held on to its secrets, now it never will tell. So it's time to move on, other things to attend to. 'Cause I think the guitar could be broken as well.
Damaged Goods. I love his play with the words in that, you know, all of us are damaged goods for each other. Every relationship, everything you go into, every time you meet a new person, you are just damaged goods. But somehow we all manage to live together and get together, and think of all the exes who probably think you're damaged goods, and all the exes you think are damaged goods, and then you wind up with somebody and they accept those damaged goods. Such a fun song.
Damaged goods. We all know the cliche, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But I do believe that. All those emotional marks that we all carry, that got us here, that we all survived, those are all badges of honor. And sometimes it just takes finding the right person with the compatible set of scars to find the perfect pieces to complete your puzzle. Here's Damaged Goods.
To bother with you, they say you're not ready for someone new. You're through with love, that's what they say. But I'm not ready to just walk away. When lovers go through all the hell you've been, nobody wants to travel there again. You think you're alone, but I say no. I'll tell you some things I think you should know. Some people have issues and some have subscriptions, but we're all the same, we share a condition. We always think we're the only ones, but one thing's true for everyone, that nobody loves a heart brand new, cause it's somebody else's damaged goods. Every lover abandoned or been misused, now it's somebody else's damaged goods. Everybody, somebody's damaged goods, You're telling me you'd rather spend your nights alone than searching for another love to call your own. Your heart is bruised and barely alive, but bruises are badges to show we survive. Our heartaches are different, but it all ends the same. We patch up our wounds and get back in the game. So don't tell me we're a waste of time. Show me your scars and I'll show you mine. Cause nobody loves a heart brand new, cause it's somebody else's damaged goods. Every lover abandoned or been misused, now it's somebody else's damaged goods. Everybody, somebody's damaged goods, So here is my heart and so much more. Ignore the carbon scarring, it's been burned before, but it's in pretty good shape, so if you don't mind, our matching baggage makes us two of a kind. Just look and you'll find that nobody loves a heart brand new, cause it's somebody else's damaged goods. Every lover abandoned or been misused, now it's somebody else's damaged goods. Everybody, somebody's damaged goods. You and I are somebody's damaged goods,
Next song, I Wish, is an answer to the classic question, what if you had 3 wishes? Only this answers in kind of a twisted kind of way. I was going originally for like a Matthew Sweet or maybe a Death Cab for Cutie kind of sound on here, but that warped a little bit once it got through my personal filter and it started to evolve. So now it's more of a Sweet Cab for Crosstalk, I guess. I like the silhouettes in this one. We did some cool things with that, and some of the special effects in the tracks on that are pretty interesting. There's some little hidden things buried in there among the sounds. So I like this one a lot.
I also wish I had an evil twin that I could take all the blame for all the things I want to do. I wish, it was one of the earlier songs we recorded. I got a big kick out of the lyrical play in I Wish and all the cute little things. My favorite little thing is he actually dials the phone to actually fit into the song. So if you listen to the little dial tone that he does, it actually works musically in the song. I always love that.
I wish. I really love the sentiment of this song, at least my take on it, anyway. Wishing that we had the power to do or change things that are forever beyond our control to do so. We all know what that feels like, and it's a common part of our humanity, I think, that is universal. This song was another easy mix, as once again the tracking was well done and everything seemed to fall easily into place. Boom.
I wish I had an evil twin. I wish I had an evil twin. I'd stir up trouble and blame it all on him. And he'd be happy taking credit for my sin. I wish I had an evil twin. I wish I could write myself a list and send it back in time with warnings to resist every bad mistake and wrong girl that I kissed. I wish I could write myself a list. If you could have your wish, what would it be? Love, power, money, fame. That's not for me. If you could have your wish, it may be fine for you. But there are so many other things that I would do. I wish I had a telephone that called out to the afterlife, to friends who felt alone, and we could talk a while till the devil called them home. I wish I had a telephone. If you could have your wish, what would it be? Love, power, money, fame. That's not for me. If you could have your wish, then maybe fine for you. But there are so many other things that I would do. I wish that I could cast a play, make all the world a stage and direct it all my way. And those who've done me wrong, I'd erase their parts away. I wish that I could cast a play. I wish I had a telephone. I wish I had an evil twin.
The last song on the CD is In the New Old Days, a song about us ruining the earth, and then a lot of unlucky souls who don't have the billions to buy their way off the planet have to sit and watch as starships fill the skies. Kind of reminds me of WALL-E in a way. I don't know if he based that on it, but I always think of WALL-E when I think of all the people who probably had to stay behind and watch those ships go into the sky. In the New Old Days definitely has a really different feel for a pop song than anything I've ever heard.
This one kind of shows my prog rock roots. It's got tempo changes. It's got weird stereo effects that mess with your head when you listen to it on headphones. It's got a sci-fi story about a message from the future. So it's got a lot of that prog influence to it. I was a big fan of Rush and ELO in my teens. The time travel idea came from an ELO album called Time, similar kind of idea, and then we added in some Pink Floyd like space effects and some weird messages that are buried through the whole thing. And I thought it was an interesting way to kind of make a social political statement. And the drums definitely have a very Neil Peart influence on them too. I had fun with the video on this one too, because it's very obviously a Star Wars homage, and there's even a George Lucas scene wipe right at the end before the credits. Make sure you check it out.
I heard a faded message from a future time coming to me along the broadcast line. I heard a voice from 50 years away, and he said, remember how it was back in 2010? I'd give anything to go there again, when life was simple, better than it is today. We never knew the good we had until we saw it all go bad. How did we ever let it get this way? 'Cause in the new old days it was simple then. In the new old days, way back when. In the new old days, I wanna go there again. We've had a dozen wars, want to end all war. The losers always coming back to settle the score. 'Cause both sides knew that God was on their side. With grand solutions, corporations came. The lenders and the lawyers gave us more of the same, taking all they could grab, but never satisfied. If only our leaders had reconsidered selling pieces of the planet to the highest bidder before they knew the price we'd have to pay. But in the new old days, it was simple then. In the new old days, way back when. In the new old days, I wanna go there again. As both poles sank into the sea, they knew the end was coming, anybody could see. They planned their escape, they knew they had to try. So the rockets were built, and the treasures were boarded, and tickets were sold to those who'd afford it. And we'd watch those ships climb into the sky. Now the cities are empty, the people gone. The movers and the makers have all moved on, building kingdoms and riches in new worlds far away. And those of us who were left behind are wondering how we ever got so blind to stand aside and watch the world decay. If we could travel through history, remake everything the way it should be, imagine how the
on me.
So I'd like to give this final shout out. I'm sure Dan or I would not have this album completed after all the stuff it went through if it wasn't for our amazing engineer, Steve Ferraro, who has also been a musician friend of both of us. I've played in a few bands with Steve, and he's pretty amazing. Dan, you know, I've been wishing you the best of luck with this forever, so that will never change, and I hope that enough of you will buy this or listen to it and realize how much hard work went into it to make Dan's vision come to life. I think it was well worth the wait.
Full agreement, but I got to thank both Jake and Steve for being such an important, essential part of this album. Liftoff would never have lifted off if these two didn't work so hard, and I'm so glad that they've been a part of this little project of ours. Thanks to all of you for listening to the music, spreading it around the world. We really do appreciate it, whether it's been on streaming, on disc, MP3, video, all of it. Thanks to everybody in the credits. There's Danny Coleman and Laszlo and all the bloggers and all the radio stations, including the people that I can't fit on screen or don't have time to talk about because we'll be here all night. It has been a dream of mine to make some music with some good friends, share it with all of you, and we've done that. In 6 months, we've managed to make it around the world to 38 countries, got awesome reviews worldwide. Not a bad little debut for a little startup group of cover band dudes from the Jersey Shore. So thanks again to all of you. Last thing before we go, the special that I mentioned at the beginning, the first 10 people who contact me with their postal address and their email address, I'm getting you a digital copy of Liftoff and a signed CD copy too, as a personal thanks because you guys are fantastic. So until next time, until we get some new music out, which you're listening to some right now in the background, thanks on behalf of Jake, Steve, and myself. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.